Gran Turismo is in big trouble at the moment, and that's because of the absolutely atrocious state of online sport mode. I've never seen it this bad, and I've spent thousands of hours in online sport mode of Gran Turismo. In this video, I'm going to let you know how it can be fixed. If they do this, they will fix it, and the players will come back, and we'll have more enjoyment. I'm going to give this away for free. Firstly, this video is sponsored by GT Mega. A big thank you to GT Mega for sponsoring this video. If you want to get an incredible rig like the Prime I'm on at the moment, go to gtmega.com and use my code Kireth5. It gets you an extra 5% off. Go check them out for rigs. I've been using this one for years and years and years. You know it. It has not put a foot wrong. But what has put a foot wrong is the Gran Turismo online sport mode. So when you go into sport mode, this is what you get. You get the daily races, online time trials, and championships. The first thing is there needs to be way more championships on the go at any one time. Gran Turismo have sacrificed the enjoyment of normal drivers like you and me for their flagship esports competition, which essentially works for like 12 drivers at the very top. So for the sake of 12 drivers at the top, Gran Turismo are not running the equivalent of FIA back in the day, GT World Series, over many weeks for us at home. And when they do it in ridiculously compressed ways, and then you can't even enter that many slots. And it's all because they're worried about the fairness for the top esports drivers. That should be separate. We need to have ranked championships here, meta championships. They have the entire infrastructure that are just always on the go. You look at other games like Forza Motorsport, they partner with brands all the time. I've done it with Logitech doing their G Challenge on Forza. They need to partner with more brands here and have more championships. At the moment, we've got the Toyota Gazoo Racing Cup. It's not frequent enough. It's not a big enough of a draw for people to care that much about it. I also find it completely ironic that this is the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup, and in the image there we have a Mazda and we have a Subaru. Okay, interesting. Let's go on to the daily races. This is the biggest issue because the time trials are actually not bad. It's really about the daily races. So we go into the daily races and you have A, B and C. Okay, let's look refresher for you here. Daily race A has always been the sort of fun one, the kind of quirky daily race. Daily race B has been the sort of like really intense sweaty one. And daily race C has been the one with a little bit of strategy that allows you to breathe and make pit stops and whatnot. We are now in the position where generally they are normally allowing tuning. I'm not sure that's the case this time. Is tuning allowed? Car settings are specified on this one, and you'd say on this one surely there's no tuning. Well, partially our brake balance. Okay, so this time there's no tuning available here, but quite a lot of the time there is tuning available. And daily race A we have with no DR update, so your driver rating can't go up and down here. This is what they need to do. They need to have a daily race where there is no pre-qualifying. And by that I mean they need to have a daily race. They can do this as a new one. It can be a daily race D. It's not going to cost them anything. That's going to be, you know, whether it's a 10-minute race or a 15-minute race, but you go in and there's enough time to do a one-shot quali. So by that I mean you go into your daily race D, you don't come in with a qualifying time, everyone starts on a blank slate, and instead of like the 30 seconds practice, they give you like a 1 minute 30, 2 minute, whatever the reasonable lap time is, where everyone starts in your own session, by the way. I wouldn't have it as a where everyone's on track at the same time, and then you do your Super Pole qualifying lap, and then you get gridded for your race and you go straight into your race. So many more people, I know this, would play the game if it was like that, because it would just add that excitement of having to qualify. That's how it works in real life. Has no one really thought about this? It doesn't work in real life that you keep your qualifying time like this for multiple races during the week. Like, it's so weird. It's such a weird concept. When I go racing in real life, qualifying is a big deal, and it's a blank slate in qualifying. I can have a great qualifying lap. Great, I'm going to start near the front. And that would reduce the barrier for a lot of people who are entering. Casual players like myself, we don't have the time to sweat on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We might only have Thursday evening or Friday or Saturday to get on Gran Turismo and play. I'm recording this on a Sunday evening. This is the first time this week. It's 9:30 on a Sunday. I've had to go on Gran Turismo. There's no chance I'm going to enter a daily race and get battered. The last time I did this on a Sunday, I just got battered because I didn't have enough time to set a qualifying lap. The qualifying lap I did set I didn't have enough time to grind it, so I'm starting all the way back. It was at Spa where the back of the grid starts, like on another circuit behind, basically. They need to do that. The other thing is they need to do weather. There is no weather, I believe, in any of these circuits. There's no weather at Laguna Seca. I've been to Laguna Seca. It is, on the west coast of the US. It's quite hot and parched, but there should still be weather there. I don't think there's weather at Autopolis, and there's no weather at Colorado Springs. They need to stop being perfectionists about the weather and only letting it rain in the circuits where they've got all the meteorological data and the stars and the sky exactly right. Stop that. Do an update where it just can rain on every track. You immediately make the game about 10 times more exciting. Like, that needs to be the case. Again, you look at Forza, it can just rain everywhere, and it makes it more random, makes it more fun. On iRacing now, it can pretty much rain everywhere, right? It can rain everywhere, actually, for certain cars. They've come in at that angle. So they need to just add that. That would, if you were in Daily Race B and you knew that you had a fresh chance at quali, and it could potentially rain with appropriate randomness, like, let's say Daily Race B, it would be really unusual for it to rain, but let's say a top list, it would be a bit more frequent for it to rain. That would make sense. So I think they need to do that as well. Now we come on to tuning. I mentioned it. Tuning. Oh my goodness. I have a tuning guide on my website. So if you go to sim.doctor, you'll see the Gran Turismo tuning guide there. That will really help you out. But tuning is deliberately obtuse in Gran Turismo. They've done this on purpose, because if you want to copy settings here, you can't find anyone else's tune. And you can't even copy these settings and send them to a friend. It's ridiculous. Like, there should be people in the community who are great tuners. We have them in the Kireth community racing community, who should be able to share their tunes and maybe get some credits and more people that use them. That would incentivize tuning. And tuning is just not incentivized in any way, and it actually makes it really elitist, because the top teams will have people helping them do tunes. But the normal people, again, like you or me, we don't have the time necessarily to do that. We want an option where we can just go in fully bopped, and that isn't always the case. So, those small fixes already would be a great thing for sport mode. I think the other thing they could do in the time trials are great, but I think they could just have more frequent time trials, because we really enjoy the time trials. At the moment, there's only 2 available. They give great credits if you can get into the top 3%. It's great to see the top drivers in the world here, like Jose Serrano, Josetti, if I've been lucky enough to race quite a few times, setting their blisteringly fast lap times here. You look at something like ACC, now with SimGrid and ACC Seasons, that is going to bring the latest roster of GT3 racing cars to daily racing. And this is my other point here, and I said this in my SimGrid Seasons sort of initial review. These are not daily races. These are either, however you want to talk it, like bi-hourly races, 3 times hourly races, or they're weekly races. They're races where the track changes per week and you have 2 or 3 an hour. That's it. They're not daily in any way. I would have a mixer daily race random where it's just a random race. I'd even have it where you sign up and you don't know what the race is going to be. Like, you sign up for it and it's completely random and you're sorted. And yeah, put some DR and SR in the mix as well. I think that would be a load of fun. But these are just, it's too stale. They come in. Autopolis is a very controversial track. A lot of people don't like Autopolis. It's a real track, but a lot of people don't like it. That means you're not going to do any... There's nowhere to do ranked racing this week. There's nowhere to do ranked racing if you don't like Autopolis. Like, in terms of actually having a pit stop. And we can get on to, pit stops and how they need to actually update the fuel tire and the fuel burn rate and the tire degradation rate as well, to make it more exciting. But I want to hear from you. They will watch this video, so put it in the comments what you want them to improve, because I'm really worried about Gran Turismo daily races, and to me it seems so simple to fix it. I'd be very happy to go over there and just give them your feedback directly. So let me know, let them know in the comments what you think, but we need to fix a Gran Turismo 7 daily races.